Hi, everybody. Today, before we get into making our instrument, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about sound. Like, how do we make a sound? How is sound made? So, I found a neat book that tells us a little bit about sound. And it says, sound is a type of wave or ripple, like ripples in the pond. Have you ever thrown something into the water and then you could see these little circles that come out from where you threw the object? So that's kind of how sound works. Sound travels in all directions. Sounds get quieter the farther you are from the source, from where you make that sound. So if I'm in the music room and I'm playing an instrument, you could probably hear it in the gym, but you're not going to hear it up in the front of the school. Boom, it says. Some planes travel faster than sound. They make a shock wave in the air. This can be heard as a loud bang called a sonic boom. That's pretty interesting. In space, sound can travel through air, but there's no air. So, guess what? If there's no air or water, there is no sound. Sound travels quicker through water than through the air. These killer whales use clicks and whistles to communicate under the water, and their little whistles and clicks can travel really, really far in the water. When we hear things, the sound, that rippling, that wave goes into our ear and it travels down a tube, and it's covered by, there's a little thing covered by a very thin wall of skin, and it's called your eardrum. And your eardrum will vibrate, and then that's how you hear that sound. Some animals, like if they have really big ears, they can hear better. Sound is usually made when something shakes back and forth very quickly, and we call that vibration. It says the moving thing might be a leaf in the breeze, or the inside of a bell, or a guitar string. So, what we're going to do is we're going to make a guitar. Now, part of this activity, you're going to be decorating your guitar and making it look really cool. But the other part, you're going to be putting some strings on your box to make your guitar. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take your box, and this is the part we're going to cut out. Now, we'll talk more about this in just a minute. But you're going to decorate your box. You can put stickers, you can use markers, and you can color. You can use colored pencil, you can use crayons, you can add paper, you can paint it, you can do whatever you want with your box. If you do one of those things, especially painting, make sure it dries before you do the next step. So the next thing, after you've painted your guitar and you've got it like you want it, if you want to, you can add a paper towel core, the inside of a paper towel, to here to make it look more like a guitar. But you don't have to have that. I probably would just leave mine just like this. And what you're going to do is have an adult in your house cut out this circle. Okay. After that circle is cut out, then you're going to be ready to add your strings. One of the things that I want you to understand about making your guitar, and this is a little instrument that I found just to show you how strings work. So you can see some really long strings here and really short strings here. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see them. There's a short string and a long string. I'm going to pluck the string, and that means that I grab the string with my fingers and I pull it, and what happens is that string vibrates. Like we talked about the rippling, it's going really fast. And as you're noticing, as I get further down to the shorter strings, the sound went higher. So what I want you to do is after you add your strings to your guitar, I want you to see how you can make those strings make different sounds. How can you make a string, or a rubber band in this case, sound like 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 different pitches or notes? I'm also going to show you a couple of other instruments. Now, these instruments make a sound by vibration, just like we talked about a minute ago. But because this is made of wood, the vibration lasts a really short time. It makes a vibration, but it's very, very short. And so the sound is short. It's a short sound. Now I have a triangle. This triangle is made out of metal, and metal vibrates for a longer time. And so it's going to make a longer sound. Oh, there, the air conditioner went off. You probably can hear it even better. It's still vibrating. I can feel the vibration in my fingers. So if you made kazoos last week, you are going to know what a vibration feels like, because when you hummed into that tube, you could feel the vibration from that paper on your lips. So after you've cut your circle, you're going to put the rubber bands around the box. Now, I found that if I go this way with the rubber bands, not the long way, but the shorter way, it works a little bit better, because this is a little bit smaller and our rubber bands are kind of hard to put on the box. Then I want you to make sure that on the ends of the box, I put some popsicle sticks in your box or in your bag. And with those popsicle sticks, you can slide them under the box and the strings, so the strings will be lifted off of the box. In just a minute, I'll show you what that looks like. All right, so now I got an adult, me, to cut out my circle. So there's my circle that I removed. Now it's ready for me to put my strings on. Now I have a rubber band that's really big. I have a rubber band, a colored one that's a little bit thicker, but it's smaller. And then I have a really thick rubber band. So I'm going to put it on, like I said, this way, not the long way, but the shorter way. So I like to put my box on a table, and then I pull my hands back like this. Be careful. There you go. And now I put my string right here in the middle. Now, if I pluck my string, that doesn't make that great of a sound. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my popsicle sticks. Now, I think I put 6 in your bag. So you can take 3 popsicle sticks together, and you're going to put it under the string and right at the top, like this. And the rubber band holds the sticks there. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side with my other 3 popsicle sticks. I'm going to do the same. There. So now when I pluck, that makes a much better sound, doesn't it? Because when I have the string sitting on the box, it doesn't let the string vibrate. But now that I have the string off of the box, it makes a sound and it vibrates more. Now I'm going to put this really big rubber band. I'm going to put it next. So I'm going to do the same thing. This one's easy to put on. So if you have the big rubber band, you got lucky. They make different sounds, don't they? I wonder if I make this one looser, is it going to make a different sound? It does. So you might want to play with how tight the string is. Now, for this is probably going to be the hard one. This is the color rubber band. Oh, it's not too bad. Okay, I'm going to put this one on. And you might want to get help with this part too. This part's a little tricky, but I bet you can do it. So there, and now I have 3 strings on my guitar. So I'm going to do the purple string first. Ooh. All of my strings had different sounds.